Hello everyone, this is Kate Bradwell from Palantir. This is a quick start video for the Enclave publication intent form. From the N3C homepage, you click on Publication Intent Form. This leads you to the landing page where you can create a new publication intent submission. You select a research project where the work was performed. This is the main research project where the work is performed. This then leads you to the first step, the manuscript overview, where you can optionally change the research project selected. You have to choose download requests if your work is based on patient data. So this is just selecting the download requests, save and return to form. This download request selected then populates this form. You explain how the work fits the DUR. You select authors, so I'm just going to select myself. And some example authors for this demo. And then it's just going through each of the steps. So acknowledging various regulations of N3C. Then you can choose linked metadata, so which domain teams did you work with, and it's important to choose the ones that you worked with to provide attribution. You can specify individual contributors so the publication committee know who needs to be acknowledged. For example, Julie. You can paste either a comma-separated or a new line-separated list of concept sets. For example, if you have them in a table, you can copy the whole table and just paste it in here, the code set IDs. Knowledge store items, for example, I may have used this knowledge store item. So this again is for attribution, so that the authors of the knowledge store item can be acknowledged. You paste your manuscript document here. Usually this is a Google Doc link, which you'd paste here. If you don't use Google Docs, there's an option on the submission confirmation page at the end where you can email the publication committee with an attachment of your manuscript draft. Provide presentation details. Target journal details, for example, if you are planning to submit to JMIA at the end of this month. Comments. And then review and submit all your details. If you had external authors, you'd put their names, you'd type their names in their emails instead of selecting the authors from the Enclave. You check the metadata, and then you submit the publication intent. Once you've submitted your publication intent, you can then proceed to record your manuscript ID so that any publication committee communications are referring to this manuscript ID. If you'd wanted to stop at any point in that process as well, you could have closed the browser after any step and returned to the form at any point, and you'd see your list of drafts in the landing page. So once this is done, you can go to the revisions interface. So say you need to make revisions, you can go to the revisions form. And this is for submitted publication intent. So there, if you've forgotten to provide any details or any link metadata, you can edit them here. Also, when the publication committee look through your submission and they ask you for revisions, this is the form that you'll need to use. So for example, if the publication committee have decided that your submission requires some edits, they will make their comments. So I'm just adding the comments as a publication committee member now. So say you need to update domain teams and the explanation of how the work fits with the DUR. That response will be sent to the authors from the reviewer dashboard, the publication committee reviewer dashboard. So when you log on to the revisions interface, you will see the publication committee specifications of what needs to be revised. So this submission requires edit, so a list of linked domain teams, explanation of how the work fits the scope of the DUR. So these two fields then become required in this revisions form. So you edit this, you add the domain teams that are required. Say this, you worked with this domain team and it wasn't acknowledged, you add this, and then you say and then you submit. So this then sends revisions by email to the publication committee. Once the publication committee have received the revisions, they may be happy with the revisions and they will record their final response. So they accept. And that will then send an acceptance email to the authors saying your publication intent submission is accepted. I'd also like to point out this publication utilities button. So here, linked from the initial publication intent form and the revisions form, is a publication utilities button. So this can be used to edit, say, a table of concept sets that can be used to submit to a journal as a supplementary table. So these are the two, and they have details of the concept sets. You'll also see a link to the publication committee video explaining the process overall, some N3C scholarly output, N3C acknowledgement text, and useful links to the different forms and the download request form. So that's the publication intent submission process. Good luck, everyone, with your publications.